theory is actually the conceptual framework for my doctoral thesis. And so what I'm trying to show is that anybody who has an influence on entrepreneurial ventures is a stakeholder, and so they have importance. And so you should listen to your stakeholders, even if they are not your direct investors. You may not give them equal weight, okay? But your impact on them, either good or bad, is important, okay? So under Friedman's stockholder theory, customers aren't very important. Well, some would argue if you don't have customers, guess what? You don't have a business. Or employees aren't very important. Don't have a company, you don't have employees, you don't have a business. So this whole thing about stakeholder are very important, okay? And they are direct or indirect, okay? Government is a stakeholder, okay? It regulates business. And it's its job to ensure that businesses are not impeding upon the rights of our citizenry. Although that is not happening right now with the Trump administration. Stakeholders in environmentally friendly practices, Hewlett-Packard, Cummins Inc., Diversity Pipeline Alliance, Home Depot, U-Haul. I don't know if that's the case, okay? So, people and activities of business, okay? So, we have the economy, which is basically every business contributes to the economy, okay? The larger, I'm sure you've all heard of gross domestic product and all that sort of stuff, GNP, okay? That is businesses contributing to the economy of the country in which they exist, okay? Can anybody tell me what is the largest employer of people in the country? It's not a company. It's a group. I just mentioned them. I'm studying them.
Stakeholders.
Pardon?
What did you say, stakeholders?
No. Entrepreneurs. So entrepreneurial ventures make up about somewhere around, I think it's over 80% of the total, contribute to employ 80% of the total, over 80% of the total workforce in the United States and in most countries. Yes?
Aren't they just like giving money to other companies to help them like do
No.
better?
Okay, so an entrepreneurial venture is every company that starts as an entrepreneurial venture, okay? Meaning, I start a business, I'm going to manufacture tables. I'm opening a new business, and I've determined based upon my research and whatever, that there's a need in the marketplace for tables. At least the tables that I am going to develop, okay? The moment I open my doors, I'm an entrepreneur, right? Okay? As I move forward in my venture, and I begin to manufacture and sell tables, I need people to work there, okay? And I continue that process, and eventually, I become an established business. So, Facebook was an entrepreneurial venture. Apple was an entrepreneurial venture at one time. Dell Computers was an entrepreneurial venture. Any company starting out is an entrepreneurial venture, okay? They stop becoming entrepreneurial. That's a good question, okay? I don't honestly know when the market says you're no longer an entrepreneurial venture. Probably after a certain period you become well established in the marketplace, you're no longer an entrepreneurial venture, okay? Entrepreneurial ventures fail at a rate of 90% or more.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was gonna say, because if they're not like really successful, then is it really?
So, right, so my thesis is on survival strategies for IT entrepreneurs beyond a 5-year period. So what I'm looking at is to see what other entrepreneurs that stayed in business for 5 years did, and hopefully those strategies they use can be used by nascent entrepreneurs to survive in business. Now there's a difference between survival and success, because how do you really measure success? You could measure it by money, but a lot of, like Facebook, didn't become profitable until I don't know how many years after they went public. Uber is still not making a profit, neither is Lyft or a host of other companies. What happens is when companies go public, people invest in those companies with the belief that at some point somewhere in the future, they are going to make a profit, and that profit will increase the stock value so that they can sell it at a higher rate. Amazon did not show a profit until somewhere after 20 years of operation. It's not to say that Amazon did not make money. It means that Amazon took the money they made, reinvested that money into the company in order to generate more profits. Yes?
So they expanded pretty much, didn't they?
Well, basically, yes.
They used to sell books.
Pardon?
Didn't they just used to sell
They
books?
sure used to sell books. Amazon's greatest actually achievement is not the fact that they're this huge online marketplace. It's that Jeff Bezos has the forethought or vision to recognize that if he takes portions of his business operations, he can use that to leverage and make money off of that. So, what is Amazon's primary purpose? It's to sell goods online, right? Amazon is also the largest cloud computing company in the world. They provide the most cloud storage to other companies. Amazon is one of the biggest logistics companies in the world. Amazon, there's something else they do. There's a whole bunch of things. What they do is they take elements of their business. So Amazon needs a huge computing capacity because they have millions and millions and millions of products on their site, and they need to, use computers in order to determine who's getting what and how much is being paid. And also, so what they did is they developed all these huge computer farms, and then they sell excess capacity to other businesses because most businesses are now purchasing cloud-based storage versus holding their own servers on site. It's a lot cheaper for them. Okay. Amazon is becoming a large logistics company. FedEx just stopped working with Amazon. They did not renew their contract. What happened to FedEx's stock? It went down, okay? Amazon was a big, provided a lot of revenue for them. The problem is FedEx did not want to compete with Amazon. Amazon is rolling out its own fleet of trucks, it's rolling out its own fleet of planes, and it's going to compete with FedEx directly, and FedEx does not want to be seen as contributing to that. Information technology is very important, okay? Innovation, how we use it.